Hello everybody! Let's cut out all of that racket. Oh, I do apologise, by the way, of just leaving you in the lurch. I have been spending about the last hour or so rapidly gathering materials for this podcast. Well, I say podcast, but it's more of a stream, of course, because I intend to design in this stream the actual headphone. What do we decide it was going to be called? The Solderless headphone mod. And the problem with that, of course, is that you need extra parts because of the Odroid-Go schematics. I really ought to just keep a copy of these handy. So what I managed to do is I found some libraries that had the one part I couldn't find anywhere, and I got it from this chap called Longhorn Engineer. By the way, there's his GitHub, Longhorn Engineer, and he's got some good part libraries, but that'll be included in the GitHub when we finish this project. Right, so before I continue though, first things first, I'm going to turn on the Discord, of course. If anybody wants to chat in Discord, I'm going to pop that on, wherever that may be. I see McBeam's already in there. And what I'm going to do is just have a quick look through who is with us this evening. Let's start at the beginning. So we had Josh Dawson. He joined super early. Josh, you were like an hour early, which is amazing. Becky, playing with your Pi, I hope, and you're going to be letting us know how you got on with that. McBeam, of course, you're in the stream chat and you're in the YouTube text. RC from the NYC said he can't stay, but thanks for saying hi. Retrotech Ralph, greetings to you too, sir. Alex T, I hope he shows us his nipples this episode. Well, maybe, who knows. And Anand Moon says hi. So, without further ado, let me crack on, and I'm just going to turn down my headphones if I can find them, because they're crazy loud. There we go. Right. Hey, Jared. Happy birthday, Mr. Rebo. That's hey Jared, why don't you join the Discord stream? I might need your input on this one because we're going to get deep into this. Right, let me get the schematics up first. I need to find the schematics. So I'm going to go to Hardkernel's GitHub, and I believe in their documentation section they have a nice little schematic for us. And I'm going to tell you what I've chosen then. So I've gone through different parts, and I have found Texas Instruments do an interesting audio stereo DAC. That's a digital to analog converter, and it's a pretty beefy one, to be honest, but it's kind of standard now to get parts of this level of functionality. And I'm hoping it'll be an SPI rather device, which is what it looks like to me. I'm going to check that. Or is it an I2S? Let's have a look here. Anyway, I'm gonna go through that. I might have shot myself in the foot with this piece, actually, looking at it, because I was really sure it would have a certain thing that it might not have. Okay, good. That's professional. And the other piece is this TPA6132 stereo headphone amplifier with suppression. And this is a little chip, which is an amplifier chip designed for headphones. But the first thing we need to find out, though, is if this device, which I've painstakingly found the data sheet for, will actually work for us. Because the problem is the I2S of the... Let me zoom in on this. How do I zoom? Oh, I've got to download this. The I2S on the actual Odroid-Go, I think, is being consumed. When I looked at the software, it's being consumed by this internal thing, wherever it may be. Let's have a look. See. Okay, so I'm just searching here now. So Jared, I don't know if you're watching, but I might need a little hand finding a device here. I'm hoping that we can run this off SPI, but I'm looking at the block diagram here, and this little I2S is worrying me now. So I2S is a format, by the way, if you're not aware, for sending data to things like this. Oh, hang on, let's see. So these are the pin configurations: I2C mode, SPI mode, and hardwired. But I think this is the configuration of these digital to analog converters. Hey Josh, see ya. Let's have a look. So by the way, if you ever do any circuit board engineering, you spend a lot of time basically looking at data sheets, seeing if you got the right part or not. So this is all part of the form, I'm afraid. Not so entertaining, but I'm going to pour myself a nice protein shake while I'm thinking about that. What do you think, BitMcBeam? It's 99% failure, right?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this whole thing working here.
Well, I'm just sort of saying engineering isn't right first time, normally.
That's true.
So this device has modes where it says I2S SPI and hardwired. So I think that's to do with the configuration of the device, you know, that sets how it's going to function. But it's this darn I2S master that's going to be a problem for us. So I'm going to need to do a search for this. SPI DAC. Let's see what we can find. SPI with if I put I2S, right, that will give us the I2S ones. Maybe if I could put minus I2S in the search, it'll give us ones which don't have that. 8 channel. Yeah, I don't think we need 8 channel. Okay, here we go. So the point of this component is to take a digital audio stream and then turn it into analog audio that you can place for an amplifier and hear on your headphones. So this looks like an interesting part here. You can see here it's got SPI interface, GPIO, high accuracy, 16 bits, buffered voltage output. Yeah, but I don't think this is an audio one. This is what we want, is an audio. So let's see if Texas Instruments have one. You can see the problem here with these filters is I think they're going to all assume it's I2S when you don't have one accessible. It's going to be a problem. Okay. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to see, I'm just basically trying to see if there's any details or documentation when anyone has actually managed to emulate an I2S stream with a SPI bus. And it's not looking good. Hey Bibby, hello, hello, hello. What's going on here then? I'm trying to get round some limitations on the Odroid-Go with fitting a headphone socket to it without soldering. And that's going to be potentially a problem. Yeah, it doesn't. The problem is if we try to go through some of these routes where people are emulating and messing around, we don't have much overhead. There could be too much overhead on that Odroid-Go, and it's going to eat too much the CPU. The problem could be flip the frame segmenting channel word. I think I figured the SPI sort of maybe emulate I2S, but probably would require a lot of CPU time. Let's see if there's a SPI to I2S buffer. Hey Andrew, welcome sir. Andrew, you're an electronics expert. Can you find the part I'm looking for? I don't fancy 200 hours of datasheet searching for this thing. The problem is, this part won't exist because if you were designing the Odroid in the correct way, you wouldn't need to do this. So it's really awkward, and so I doubt that there's going to be a manufacturer that's not going to have made something that will just satisfy this weird use case. So we might have to block together a couple of bits. So Andrew, you say you're not an expert? Yeah. So Andrew, as I said, we're trying to get a SPI bus digital to analog converter, basically. I think we've got the options of I². Let's see. What am I guessing? Hang on. If we look at the I/O header, wherever it was, there we go. External I/O. Where's my zoom? See here. I think we've effectively got SPI. So we have to work within the limitations that we've got here. Let's see. We just got to keep searching, I think. SPI only DAC. I can. You're a little bit quiet, but I can hear you, Mr. Rebo. So how was your birthday, sir? Jared's gone on mute. I can hear you. So how was your birthday? Do you feel older? I guess he can't hear me. Okay, we'll let you figure that out. Okay, so what's this chip do? An MCP4822. I'm going to have to start doing data sheet hunting now. Yeah, I think you're right, Becky. A potato and some toothpicks would definitely be the right sort of tools for the job here. What's this thing? What's this crazy device then? Huh. Okay. I'm just looking at these devices, so they're not really designed for audio, but I'm just kind of thinking maybe we can get away with it. Searching again. Okay, well, you know, honestly, something like this could do it, but I think I don't know how much I can hear you. I don't know how much driving it's going to take. Right, well, I'm going to leave that data sheet open. Keep looking. SPI only audio. SPI based audio DAC. Come on. Oh, no one's answered the question.
My birthday was great. I had a bunch of friends over and we played a video game.
Oh, right. Sounds amazing, Jared. I wish I was one of your friends.
Well, it was a bit impromptu, but also there was 4 of us and I think 4 controllers.
Yeah. Let me get out my tiny violin. Jared's mean, everybody. Yeah, he was playing Fortnite with his real friends.
I've never actually played Fortnite.
Come on, this is really annoying, Mr. Rebo. Come on, help us out here. We've got to find this. We need a digital to analog converter. Ideally an audio one. No, with SPI. I want it to be SPI. So the original, I'll just sort of recap now anyway. So the original part I was looking at was this PCM 512X. Yeah, so this 512.1 or 512.2. The problem is with it, it's an I2S input. It has SPI to control it. It has SPI or I2C to control it. So imagine you can control the volume or the, bit shifting and things like that, registers in it. But I need it to just actually get its data via SPI.
Must admit, I've never actually heard SPI.
Says he who's just done like an electronics course. All right, I'll let you off. So I'm looking. What's this one here? Oh, this one's just this random Wikipedia sheet. Is Yes, I do.
Okay. I was very confused. I was like, SPI? What? That's just me being
Okay, that's. But now that you understand what we're looking for, I'm sure you're gonna find an amazing answer for me. Because I just want to design it. Look, I've got everything ready here. Look, I've even got the board ready. I just need to find that one damn chip, that one little itty bit. Which one? Sorry.
8-channel.
No, I prefer it to just be just 2-channel is enough for me today. Thank you.
That's channels. What would you for?
Okay, so Andrew Beers found one, but he says it's 5 volts. Well, you can worry about the volts bit later. Actually, I don't think it matters because I think we have dual rails on this. We have a 3V3 and a V-bus. Yeah, you've got 5 volts anyway. See, we've got this V-bus coming in at 5 volts. Or am I losing my mind? I need to see the power controller on this one. Let's have a look. Andrew, I'm just like I'm so confident you've chosen the right part. I need to see if the power rail's there, and then we're going to find that the power rail's not there. V-bus is definitely coming in when there's USB power. Damn it, it's the other way round, isn't it? They're using it. Yeah, so this is so that you can power the whole board, I think, from the pin 10, so it's an in, not an out in terms of power. But let's pretend it is okay. Let's see what we've got here as a component. Maybe we'll be able to find a lower voltage one. So Becky is still trying to get her Raspberry Pi working. Oh no, look at this data sheet. Fully Japanese. Oh, and it looks like it's a mono DAC as well. Kind of sucks. Put 2 of them in there. This thing's not got massive amount of processing power, so it's not going to be able to shunt out that much data. It probably can't even drive this, to be honest with you, if we don't use its onboard hardware. All right, let's play devil's advocate then and say, okay, let's have a look at that board again. So if we look at the pins that are going to the whole speakery amp thing. links posted in the YouTube chat, sir. Right, so I'm just searching, even though I did a whole stream on this chip about this. Oh, it's this one at the top. I'm losing my mind, clearly. So it's IO25 and IO26. So just IO25. So if we say ESP32, ESP32 data sheet, W Rover data sheets. Here we go. I've looked at it before, apparently. So this is what the whole Odroid runs on, by the way. Anybody watching who hasn't been aware, this is the chip that's doing all the stuff. And Control F. What we need to see is if there's any possibility the I2S can come out on different pins, and hopefully those pins are ones that come out to that header. It's pretty unlikely. And Becky likes the aniseed balls, so that's weird, Becky. I didn't. I guess I've not got a refined palate. They were too fancy for me. I think I need cheap and nasty aniseed balls. Right, so we were looking at pins 25 and 26, IO25 and IO26, these two. Interestingly enough, actually, hang on. So you can see here they've got digital to analog converter 1, digital to analog converter 2. No, it's got a built-in digital to analog converter, and it's using that for those things. But I think let's see, let's find that. I think those are multiplexed with the I2S. It looked like that in the software. Hang on, what kind of data sheet is this? It's how many pages is this? Only 26. This isn't the full data sheet, is it? Maybe I have to write data sheet, not data shear. And then spell sheet, right? I think. Same one. Let's get this checked out now. "26 pages, same again. Maybe they don't have a decent data sheet. God damn it. And if I put in that pin number, IO25. Bibby says, I don't understand this stream, but I'm listening anyway. Don't worry, I don't understand either. I'm just rolling with it. It's almost like a watching someone browsing the internet stream. You know what, they really don't give you much information on their datasheet. I'm really desperately trying to find out which pins are the I2S. Yeah. What, the model number of the chip? It's the ESP32W Rover. What are those crazy noises? It's ESP32-W Rover. Ooh, Andrew's found another part. Let's have a look. I hope this will do it. Right. I guess the quickest way sometimes just look at the pinouts. So here you go, here's the pinouts. So this data, serial audio data input's a little bit worrying. Mode control, clocks individual, serial. Okay. More needed. Let's see the reference drawing. Somewhere near the back you usually get something like that. There you go. So Andrew, what makes you think it's spy? Are we? Because I'm not really massively familiar with the terminology because I don't work on it every day myself. CMOS monolithic integrator includes stereo digital analog headphone circuitry support in a small data converters, multi-line. Oh, okay. Select several industry standard audio formats with 16 to 24-bit beta. Left justified I2S, etc. Providing easy interface and DSP decoder. Oh, right. So you think it is I2S? It could be. A full set of user program functions is accessible through a 3-wire serial control port. So that's kind of the spy there, right? So close and yet so far. There must be one. I mean, yeah, I don't know what the opportunities of using a non-audio one, but I'm guessing they just won't be fast enough or something, or good enough, basically. Okay, Odroid-Go, hard kernel. Yeah, but I don't think it'll be able to. It'll be like, I think it'll either be all or nothing. That's the problem. If it won't work badly, it'll just not work right. So let's see if we can find the source code basically for the Odroid-Go and take it from there. Really. That's. I don't know, I'm ignorant in that too, but I suspect it could be down to the speed it can operate. Because if you think for audio you need loads of samples, right? For I2S, isn't that what the sample rate is? 48,000 samples a second or whatever it is. Yeah. So if you can only write to these as fast and your bus is only a certain speed, you're going to max out. To be honest, I've bit banged sound before just by twiddling pins. I mean, you can do it. I think that's how the Raspberry Pi actually does it. It's using GPIO. Ooh! Maybe that's it. Let's get the Raspberry Pi. So the Raspberry Pi schematic is, in fact, That looks a bit kind of maybe like the one we want. That's kind of what they're doing. They put it on GPIO. I don't think they're using any sound. Yeah. So yeah, Andrew, exactly. That's it. They're just basically twiddling a port of a pin. But they did build a DAC. It's a sort of resistor capacitor one. I mean, it's pants, but to be honest with you, we could. Depends how we want to do it. Because if we want to try that, we can probably just try that straight on the end of here and just write the software. You know, it doesn't. The hardware bit will come after the software on that part. Why can't I just find a schematic for a Raspberry Pi? You think there should be millions of these? There we go. So Becky's got them as well. Becky, I think we did that simultaneously. See if you can find the audio DAC here. And here it is. You're right. Here's the PWM. So you can see this circuit here on the Raspberry Pi. That'd be super easy to copy. So now we just need to see if I saw PWM there flash up. Tinkering the LED with simple geometry as well as PWM. So there's an example for doing something with an LED, which may probably not work for us. Oh, Jared, you're an Arduino expert, aren't you? Right, so Odroid-Go runs off. You can get Arduino stack for it, right? So that means we could effectively test the theory using an Arduino stack. What's not super common? Yeah, well that's it. That's all we want to do. That's all it is. But you mean it's just doing like a beep or something? Okay. Anyway, before I get too much down that rabbit hole, let's see if it's even feasible to do it. You've got IO15 and IO4 on here. IO15 and IO4, and then I'm going to keep going across till we eventually find our data sheet. IO15 is just GPIO, analog to digital converter channel, touch. Blah, blah, blah. IO15, and where's IO4? Again, just GPIO. So theoretically, you've got two general purpose I/O lines that you might be able to PWM on. Speaker plays 8-bit PCM audio. Oh, but this is going to be murder in terms of CPU usage, though, right? There's going to be nothing left. It is a multi-core. Odroid, why are you busting my nards here with your design? You crazy guys. You're crazy guys, you know. Yeah. It's almost at this point, and honestly, anyone listening in the snap, I swear, it's almost quicker to just lay out your own board, right? Your own Odroid-Go board to fit in the exact Odroid case or any of the Game Boy cases and stuff, which just has that damn bloody chip on it instead of the one they used. Because I wanted to do a solderless mod, and I know it kind of can be done, but it's not a good way to do it. It's a kind of a cack way, if you see what I mean. Because it would have been solderless, because I could have... Sorry, did you say why does it need to be a solderless mod?
Solderless mod. Because it would have been solderless because I could have... Sorry, did you say why does it need to be a solderless mod? Because it would have been solderless because I could have... Sorry, did you say why does it need to be a solderless mod? Because it would have been solderless because I could have...
No, because there's... Oh, well, don't you know what an Odroid-Go has a 10 pin port on the top? Yeah, it's got an I/O port, but the problem is that's why we're trying to find out enough data to see if it's feasible to get the sound we want on it. And anyway, we can't because the Raspberry Pi has PWM generators doing this too, so it's got hardware to assist. We wouldn't have any hardware to assist. Dagnammit! Let's not you know, get too frustrated. Go back, have a look. Let's see what we've got on this stupid data sheet thing. Oh yeah. So where I was looking before though, the Odroid-Go. I think let me ask in the Discord channel. There's some resources here. Where I'm going to have a quick search. Someone did post a link to the source code file that I'm trying to link to. Blah 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 blah. Here it is. Perfect. There we go. Ah, well, yeah. Andrew Beer's got a good suggestion because he said, "Is there a SPI bus PWM chip?" Yeah, well, there might well be on that. Let's look at the audio. Let's jump into the source code. Let's embiggen this. Embiggen it. By the way, Jared, did you see there's a new series of Rick and Morty now happening? Which is cool. Right, so they're including this driver I²S, which is what annoys me. Odroid volume level. Get the volume level. Odroid to a volume set. Set the volume level. Odroid audio volume change. Change the volume level. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Retro Man Cave evening. So look, this is the bit where we got all of the contention here. It says if built-in digital to analog converter enabled. So that's true in the case of the Odroid when you buy it, yeah. So it's configuring the hardware if you've enabled the built-in digital to analog converter. So instead of the pins outputting a data stream, a serial data stream to go to another DAC, which would have been nice. It's basically doing the conversion inside, and that's what you see here going on. So mode is I²S master mode, TX, and built-in. Then it will send a digital data stream to the onboard amplifier to the speaker, which will just sound like a spectrum loading up. No. So okay, and then they're doing the format here, and it says there's 2 channels on that. I'm not sure that's true, to be honest with you. I'd have to check. Yeah, I like free space. Free space is pretty sweet. Well, not really. Free space is kind of gory. Okay, anyway, they're setting up all of the stuff, and then they're just setting up the driver, set up the digital, both. Set digital analog converter, so you can either have a left enabled, but they've set up both enabled. So I'm not sure what's done. I kind of assumed that they were, it says 2 channels, but I kind of feel that it was some sort of combined differential signal when we looked at the circuit board last time. Here. At the top, you see? You've got an out plus and out minus, and you've got in plus. So they're using it. It's a differential mono. It's not a stereo. Anyway, whatever. So if you're using external hardware, though, this is saying the else is if you're using external hardware. Becky, we do need 2 channels because everybody wants the stereo. If we're going to go, it's like if you're going through the pain of this, we can do it stereo. Maybe it might be almost solderless, where we just make a module that goes inside the Odroid to just grab what we need and put the little chip inside instead of the speaker or something, but I don't know yet. Let's still look. So it's, again, 16 bits. So I'm just comparing these two basically, and the main bit is this commented out mode. So they've cut and pasted the code basically. So it's basically got an internal digital to analog converter in this chip. It's either in the hardware of the chip or it's actually inside the module as a separate chip. And I'm not going to pop the lid on my module to have a check of that. So they're all pretty much the same. It's just setting out where it's going basically. It's either built in or it's not. And then they're setting the volume level. This is the all of this stuff is to just manipulate hardware. So look at their GPIOs though. It's interesting. They're using GPIO 25 and 26, but that's not quite. Yeah, no, that is IO 25, 26 we have here. IO 25, 26. What was I looking at earlier on the data sheet then? I was sort of completely different pin, wasn't I? 25, 26. Oh yeah, no, that was the DAC ones there. Real-time clock, GPIO, analog digital converter, that'll be input, digital analog converter out, and then two general purpose IOs. So I'm just seeing if there's any else's here. So if the built-in digital to analog converter is enabled, so Becky's posted something. What have you posted, Becky? Is it a solution? Stereo audio with an Arduino. Let's see what that's about. I shall come back to that one, but I suspect it might be using all of the juice, all of the Arduino juice to make that happen, but I'll check that. How much Arduino juice is there in a standard Arduino, Jared? They always look a little bit low end to me. Have you actually installed one yet on an Arduino stack yet on a Booby Cortex? Because you know you can. So let's go through this bit of source code then. So this is saying if the built-in digital to analog converter is enabled, so it's doing the convert. So it says convert for the built-in DAC. So it's getting all of the data. So there's the audio samples. Ah, look here, down mix stereo to mono. Booyah! I told you it was doing that, didn't I? The world, to no one in particular. Definitely it's mono. It's normalizing the values. Get them in an acceptable range. Ah, look, and they're converting it to differential output. This is like, you know, do you ever watch Angry Video Game Nerd? Like James Rolfe. This is me going, you arse bums. Okay. The reason they are arse bums, right, is because it's even a friggin' stereo thing coming in, and they're making it a differential to give them a higher quality mono on that inbuilt speaker. So it's like you could have even got a proper stereo output from this that is useful for our needs right now. Now, what you're saying, what you said before though, wasn't totally, you know, duh. Because remember when you said, oh, why don't you just output, you said something along the lines of why don't you just output the digital to the amplifier? Because I said that would sound mental. That's a mental thing to do. However, right, depending on the effect of that audio amplifier they have, which I think is going to be bad, it's going to mess it up, you could almost use the speaker connector, right, to get that I2S data out. If that stupid amplifier chip that's in there you could set to have like a gain of 1 or gain of do you see what I mean, a unity, 1 volt in, 1 volt out, so it doesn't actually do anything to the digital signal. No. Okay, well, let's have a look at that momentarily. But I'm just going to finish this. Let's see, end if. Okay, so if if the built-in DAC's enabled, they're doing a bunch of munging, right? So they actually have to do munging in it as default. And if it's an external one, doesn't matter. They just write the data straight out. So you munged the data. The Odroid guys munged the data to sort of make it fit in their little box, in their little crazy Odroid world of annoyance to annoy me. Right, so you're asking about what's available then. Okay, so what is available through these AND gates here is you've got IO15, IO4. Those are the first two easy ones that we found. IO4, which it has some of this RTC GPIO 10. And what was the other one? IO15. RTC GPIO 15. Okay, right, hang on. You see these RTC GPIOs is, if we go back to the source code, let's have a look. Let's see how this I2S. I saw something about those ports, didn't I? Didn't I? Olaf Peterson. No. No. GPIO output only. There's a lot of stuff here. Do you see these pins 25 and 26 that they're messing with? It says audio terminate. It's like when they turn off the audio, it looks like they're initiating those ports just to be output and turned off. Do you see what I mean? So they're taking pins 25 and 26, these two, they're setting them to output only, and they're setting them to a logic 0. So that's pulling hard down on those so that you won't get any noise on the amplifier. Bum. So I suspect though these are multiplexed with whatever's doing this I2S, because they're talking a lot about I2S here on the setup, but if you see the init, they're not initting those GPIOs anymore at this point. They're not doing it. It's probably being already initialized when they're calling I2S driver install. Okay, I think it's time to go deeper. So my logic is basically to sort of go through and see now if we can reconfigure those GPIOs to be I2S. Odroid-Go common main. Where would it even be? I don't even know where I was. Hang on. Odroid-Go common components. Odroid. Okay, so common. Components. So that's I2S driver install. Where are they getting that? I2S.h. Looks like it's part. It's part of whatever you get when you get the dev kit for the W rover. Okay. And I can see there is an expressive programming guide. Ooh. Andrew, look, it says it contains 2 I2S peripherals. To the digital analog channel, GPIO 25 and 26 rather than so okay, that's kind of what we discovered. Good. I like to double check that. 25, 26, yes. Alex, he says, you have a soft, soothing voice. Should read children's books on the side. What do you think, Becky? I think Becky is a sensitive soul and can tell me, do I have a soft, soothing voice? And I'll say it's not something I've heard that often. And Jared's laughing. Jared, I think you're totally wrong there to laugh. Such a charming voice. Such a charming voice. I'm just babbling. But it's not the first time. Alex, you could be right. Because I did, once in a while ago, I did have a reasonable flurry of people saying that they watched my YouTube channels, they binged them, but they just had them on at night and they went to go to sleep. And I was like, okay, so is that good or bad? You really... I should just change it to insomniac, you know, sufferers. Right.
Put a circuit board in between the microphones and do some circuit whispering.
The circuit whisperer. I like that. That's quite a good idea. So you can see here in this example source code actually that there's work. I love you. You can see here in the example they're doing actually quite a lot of stuff with that I2C, and they're using the sort of same driver. You can see though, look at the pins they're using. They're using 25, 26, but they've got a data out pin on 22 and a data in pin. Stop and destroy the I2S driver. Oh. Hang on now. Let's focus. Focus! Focus, you fudge. Have you watched our favourite YouTuber? Have anybody been watching our favourite YouTuber, AVE, who's now literally a YouTuber millionaire? His videos are so good.
I know, it's ridiculous. Like, I remember watching him early on, and I even sent him one of those universal ratchet fittings.
Right.
That would be fun for him to review them, and then suddenly he was like, I don't let people send me stuff to review for free, etc. I was just like, just posted this thing to freaking Canada.
Oh, really?
Review it. Yeah.
But it's not like something you were selling. You know, you aren't the selling person.
No, I don't know.
But you're still not going to do it for free though.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny watching like on Reddit and other channels all like jumping on downloading, and what's really interesting is people who aren't technical in the slightest.
See you, Ralph.
Pointing at themselves. And, it's channel is entertaining enough that people who don't even find this stuff funny love it. But all this popularity ridiculous.
I found something. I found something.
I thought you were hitting the keyboard.
I found something. I found something. Look, just this. Where are we? How long have we been going? Nearly an hour? This could be the answer. This could be the answer. Yeah, I don't know if we... I'm not going to do that accent anymore on account of it might be racist. But...
Why is it racist?
I don't know. It's just like a bad accent. It's cultural appropriation. I'll just do my Andrew accent. Oh, but I just noticed my microphone's like 3 foot away from me. I hope it's coming through audibly. It must. I think it is. You'd have moaned by now. Pardon? Can you? I can't. What? Right. So this is the last thing. So Andrew, Beer, anyone else who's on the stream, Jared, if he wasn't so lazy. What we need to find out. This is really all we need to find out. Where you see this set I2S pin number. this command down here, wherever it is, here, I2S set pin. If this can work with any of the GPIO pins that we can see, in fact, I say any, you've only got two GPIO pins, pin 15 and pin 4, then I think we're chooching.
Missed everything floating, man. Everything.
No, you haven't missed anything, actually. It's just been setting up. We haven't really actually done anything yet. No, we've achieved knowledge. I2S set pin. What pins can do this? The only other thing we could do as well, by the way, which you're not going to like, because I'd say you should do it, because you're more annoyeding by it, is annoyeding by it, is if we actually try to compile it, if we actually just downloaded the stack, we could try changing the pin number and just seeing if it compiles, because the compiler will probably tell you if it's multiplexed and it can't work. But anyway. No, it won't, it won't. They never do. Not these days.
Well, at least with Arduino, the Arduino ID, you can set this to whatever you like.
Yeah, but that's not real programming language, Joe. That's why I keep trying to get you to work on bare metal coding, not bloody joke coding. Right. What's they saying here? There's someone's made a comment here. The I2 test only if the pins are set to I2 config default to GPIO functions. To repo, try to GPI 14. I worked around this by assigning the direction of function each pin before calling ISO as shown below. And the pins we want, and I should friggin' write them down, is 15 and 4. Let me write those down so I don't have to keep referring back to this crazy thing. 15 and 4. Oh, well, McBeam says he can hear me just fine, but he can't hear you, Jared. That's because you're unclear. Okay, actually, I can boost you up. Say Chicken Delight.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Jared is now boosted to the max. Right. Now you can hear him. Oh, Andrew Beer has found something. Both I2C. Hang on a cotton pick a minute. I need I2S. I2S. Please check. Because if that's the case, we need to know. Anyway, this does look like it's kind of what he's saying, because they are doing something here by messing around with this. Andrew's gone off again now to double check that. Winner, winner, chicken. What is the whole winner, winner, chicken dinner, by the way? Where did that...
EV blog, although it's from before him, I think.
Yeah, you came through well robotic then. You came through like a robot from the 50s. Okay, so let's just check one last thing then. ESP32 GPIO matrix, please.
Craig makes a good point.
So he's been watching for 25 minutes and thought you were talking to yourself as I can't hear any other voice. Oh my, that's amazing. That must sound proper weird then. It's just like me, how I talk to myself to help me engineer. Is that like Jared is my like invisible friend?
Inner voice.
Okay, so Andrew Beer thinks it looks like Andrew. Shall we just pretend it's all gonna work? Just design this board anyway, and then let someone worry about it. If yeah. So Kevin's also said EV blog, the winner. It's always like, can we do some EV blog impersonations, Jared? How would he say it? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Struth! Look at the hot snot on there. Crah! What else does he say? You silly galah! Right. I know a lot of people, and they refer him to as the sort of Australian shouty man.
Crazy Aussie bloke.
Because he gets so excited about, oh, look at the soldering. You're like, let's just soldering.
Although he seems to have a bit of a brand obsession. Non-branded things he kind of thinks are a bit jank.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that, really. It's like always, whatever works. We got something in Excel to refer to.
Stick lipstick on it and ship it.
Yeah, that's my plan, because I'm not in the software stack now. We're messing with the hardware stack. Someone else's problem. So what's this someone's done? Is it the actual pin? A pin there? Oh, okay, cool. This is a pin matrix of thoughts, and I'm looking at 15 and 4, and I think it was using 25 and 26 originally, or something like that, lad. Pin name, power name, and not type function. Oh, hang on, no, that's not right. They're not quite labelled up how I want. Let's just double check that. Oh, Hill CT says winner winner chicken dinner relates to an old time gambling reference where having won you're given a perk to entice you. You know what? I would love a chicken dinner right now. I'm hungry.
Chicken broth.
I just need something. I've been eating I've eaten all day. I just keep eating Cocoa Pops.
I've been trying to stick to protein, no carbs. So today my diet has consisted mostly of prawns and stuff to that effect.
I do a lot of just drinking protein shake when I'm on my protein sort of cutting diet. Whether or not it works, who knows? By the way, I think it does work. For all those in the channel who know that I do a bit of running, I got a personal best yesterday. I got a personal best on a 1 mile run. So I thought I'd do a lot of 1 mile run. And I tell you what, would you care to, in the chat, please feel free to type in how long you think it took me to run 1 mile.
42.
And the winner will receive a virtual chicken dinner. And a chicken dinner isn't some sort of sexual thing, I can assure you. Right. I don't know what a chicken dinner is, but I don't want it.
Confused how there's any way to.
Oh, you missed an earlier posting. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. There was a little post in the Discord. It was quite hilarious, but quite worrying. Right, 15 and 4. So I'm going to check now. So these are the two we've just checked. Oh, I can't edit it. Edit it, you bugger. Right. So I'm going to put stuff here, stuff there. Actually, let's not do that. That's kind of just the X's. We know it was us. And 15.
Becky makes a good point.
GPIO 15, GPIO 4. So this is for. Now, where's the GPIO 15? What point does Becky make? I'm studying.
Use an Uber.
Did you use an Uber? Why is that? Is there something about using Ubers?
For your mile run.
Oh, okay,
Your
very
record
good.
time,
Oh no, and nobody's okay. So hang on. There was some different timings there. No, I'm gonna. Where's this bloody 15? Oh, here it is. 15. Right.
I would most certainly look at the gun in a bucket because that tends to be the most efficient, probably the least healthy.
So let's have a look at these times then. So Becky says 45 minutes. 45 minutes to run 1 mile. I'm not that unfit. Floating Fatman says you broke the half hour at least. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can walk a mile. You can walk a mile in less than that. Jared says 8 minutes. Andrew Beer says 10 minutes. Bazza says he just tuned in because the word sexual was said. Hill CT says 1 mile is 7 minutes. So I'm going to give you the exact figure. The exact figure was 1.01 miles in 8 minutes and 39 British seconds. So that is an 8:35 pace. So really I ran the mile in 8:35. So I'm going to type that in. 8:35. Boom. I'm like the Rock, a really unfit Rock, who's unfitter than the Rock, even though the Rock is like 7 years older. Right. Okay, so are we gonna just Andrew, are we just gonna say that we can use this any which way we want, basically? I've highlighted in red all of the appropriate pins. I mean, they're all on this RTC GPIO port. They're all on the same GPIO bus. Looking down, pins 25, 26 are both IO. Pins 14 is IO. 15 and 4 we want, not 14. 15. 4 is both bidirectional and 15 is bidirectional. So
that means you were running 6.6 miles an hour to get that size for.
Ah, okay. Now it's quite interesting. I've got quite a lot of interesting stats about myself, and I've got a different speed. So there's different speeds depending on different lengths, and sometimes I'll do a sprint finish. In fact, here we go. No. It's really weird. I'm looking at things on my phone and it's showing you these races and activities that I don't remember ever doing, but obviously must have.
So were you pushing yourself when you got that mile in 8 minutes, or is that sort of, I can comfortably sustain that sort of thing?
It's a little bit faster. It's okay. So my mean average, for example, this is the Tame 10K. I averaged a 9:13 pace. Okay. Oh, Becky, take away from the chippy. Oh, I'd love that. So, but there's some interesting factoids. So my average speed is 6.5 miles per hour, right? 6.5 average. But because I do a little bit, if I've got any left in the tank at the end, I try to do a little sprint finish. So I achieved a little sprint finish though of 22.4 miles per hour at that event. So that's after running for about an hour. That was 57 minutes 32.
Sorry, what was the 22.4?
That's at the end. You know, you do a little bit of a sprint at the end of the race. Because if you've got any energy and you're at the last, 500 meters or something,
yeah,
if you can go, well, actually I could have run faster. You don't want to have any left in you when you get over the finish line. Admittedly, it would probably...
if you're running 22 miles an hour, that's the hell of a sprint.
Oh, I'm a hell of a guy. Right, clearly. Okay, so we can actually start designing now. So, the first thing to decide is, do we want to have the... I was going to say the disconnect detect.
I just noticed the comment from Becky.
Which one?
You're right back. Gotta get takeaway from the chip.
I know. I'm really hungry as well. So let's say Bazza says, "Wow, Doc, you're a man machine." Andrew Beer says, "I managed a mile in just under 13 minutes on a treadmill." Well, that's good. That's really good. Treadmill running is hard.
Maniac.
Yeah, maniac. Andrew Beer thought he was gonna die. What a guy. What was that from? That was from like the airplane movies, wasn't it? What a guy.
Yeah.
We have a design decision, by the way, to make as well. Ooh, and we're lucky because I think our No, okay. I'm going to tell you the design decision shortly, but before we do, I just want to make sure that it's a feasible design decision to make. All this junk we got open now. We got 200 tabs. Oh, Rocky Horror. Oh, Bazza says Red Dwarf. Yeah, that was Red Dwarf, wasn't it? For what was his name? Rimmer's Ace Rimmer.
Yeah,
Ace Rimmer.
Ace Rimmer.
What a guy. Okay, so this is the chip anyway we decided we were going to use, right? Let's get back to basics. Now, if this chip, we need some extra GPIO, and it does have...
There's no way to test the output GPIO just to make sure that it will actually output the data it needs.
Yeah, you compile that stack and you put an oscilloscope on the output pins we're looking at, and then you measure it. But for me, I'd rather design the board, let you chumps out in YouTube land make the board, and I'll even maybe talk to a Chinese manufacturer. I'll get the boards made, but I'll just send you the boards and just say, "Yep, go nuts. You tell me if it works. I did my bit. I designed it. What more do you want?" This is the hard bit, right? You're just doing this. The problem is, if I was, I'm not getting paid for this, bitch.
Well,
You gotta do something. You gotta do something, right? GPIO. I'm really worried. I'm really worried, by the way, when I see. Say again. Sorry.
Are you selling any chocolate teapots at the moment, by the way?
I shall be later.
You get really worried?
Sorry, I'm just like I'm trying to figure out one little thing here. Right, so when you see this is like a multiplex table, right, showing you these pin functions, like a matrix to show you what the pins can do and can't do and stuff like that. So what I would really like to do, I'll just explain my situation here. See, you've got two headphone sockets here. You've got the headphone socket on the left, which is one which has the headphone detect circuitry. So it knows if the headphone's plugged in or not. Okay. And then you've got the one on the right which doesn't. Okay.
Do you really need that?
Well, let's continue the train of thought, shall we? So the idea is basically, of course, if we have the additional I/O, we could easily use this. I know it's slightly bulkier, but it's still pretty tiny. You're talking about that or that. Who cares, right? It's just a few mil. But and then, by the way, when you take the headphones out, it can just start playing through the speakers, which is kind of cool. I mean, we'd have to get rid of their stupid else-if statements here that are pre-compiled, compiler directive ones rather than actual coding, but we'll sort that. So the question is, though, because we're putting this I2S guy in, it's probably going to eat up those pins, because we need to check, if we look at the device here, how many pins do we actually need to hook this thing up? Because I2, you got SPI, we've got to hook SPI up so this chip can talk to the bus and be programmed by the Odroid, and then we have to have the I2S data lines. So I'm just looking at those. Audio data input, here we go. BCK. There's a few pins, basically what I'm saying, we're going to have to use for that. But then I noticed here there's something here that says GPIO, and I was like, wow, there's general purpose I/O. So if we have any spare general purpose I/O on this chip, which means it can function a bit like a port expander, that would be cute, because then we can interrogate the digital to analog converter to check that. But at the moment we're not getting that right now. Well, it does seem to have some.
Make it work.
Make it so, number one. Make it.
You hear Patrick Stewart's going to be in the new Star Trek.
I know. Tell us about that. What is that about? I've kind of heard it, but what exactly are we talking about here?
He announced at Comic-Con, I think it was Comic-Con or something similar, that he's been recast into the new series. However, it's to take place 20 years after the last episode of TNG.
But is it a totally new series? It's not Discovery then. It's a new thing.
I don't know then. I was thinking, is it Discovery? But then I was also thinking, well, how does that work with the timeline? So I'm not really sure where they're going with that. In a way, I kind of hope it is a new series, because Discovery, it was a bit naff, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you're wrong and your opinion's wrong. I think we already had this discussion about how wrong you are.
My biggest disappointment was Discovery.
Was the amazing Klingons.
Was the Klingons that look really dumb.
They look awesome.
Mint rolls. And the intro music, which was just lame, quite frankly.
I don't know. What was the music again? I can't even remember how it went.
Sure that, well, exactly. It's that crap you can't even remember it.
I was thinking in my head, I was going, I think I got the music. I was humming in my head, Game of Thrones. It was a bit like that.
that's the intro, which is just like.
Oh, shall we do stuff? Let's find a MIDI, shall we, so we don't get hit by copyright.
Well, I don't think he'll copyright for the first few seconds. Better usage and all, eh?
Ready?
That doesn't sound right.
It's not even got going, has it? Come on. Come on, come on. Here you go, here you go. Come on. Come on, all these little fiddly bits. Yeah, it's awesome. What's wrong with you?
That's not it. That's not how it sounds on a TV show. It sounds better in the piano. I think someone's taken some creative license.
It's awesome.
It's not how it sounds on the show.
That is totally how it sounds, 100%. Come on, it's in this Synthesia piano tutorial. I mean, everything on that sounds awesomely accurate. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do another test then. Synthesia. If I come up with a song that we all know.
Yep, now go.
Pokemon. Okay, the catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. If this sounds like Pokemon, then I'm the winner. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on, you know the words, Jared. To catch a Pokemon, I wanna catch 'em. To catch 'em is my life. Pikachu is my buddy. I like to catch him all the time. I put Pikachu in a ball and throw him at the ground. Pokemon! Understand me, Pokemon! Yeah! You're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon! I can't keep it up. Right.
I wanna be
the very best. I'm locked in now. Everybody who's watching the stream now, it's got it. You're in it. It's in your head now. Oh, how do we get onto Pokemon? I think we all agree that was amazing, and I'm talking about my performance. So that means that the Discovery song is also amazing. Ergo, Discovery is amazing, and they're Klingons. Oh god. So anyway, back to the Odroid stuff. You know, that Odroid stuff. There was a comment on this. No! Stop copyrighting me! I'm gonna have to mute you, Jared. Talk over it. So
that's it. That's the intro.
Do 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 do.
That's Next Generation.
Do do do. Space. The final frontier.
It's been a long road.
Getting from there to here.
It's been a long time.
What does it say there? But my time is finally here. It's like a power ballad, isn't it? It's awesome.
And I can feel the rain come alive right now.
And
it's not gonna hold me down no more.
And it's not gonna change my mind. Okay.
I've got faith.
Right.
No one's gonna bend or break.
Outputs are mutually exclusive for a reason. Where were we, by the way? I think, was it Andrew was saying that the block diagram for the Odroid-Go. Okay.
I think anything but Andrew's music choice when it comes to Star Trek.
Odroid-Go. It's really weird, by the way, how there's so little bloody information on this sort of thing. I squared S. And hang on, you did say I squared S, right? Yes, you did.
S is for sound.
S is for spam. Oh, and then Andrew says the spec say it's I squared C though. It's like you're getting me all excited and all my juicy ganders up, which I think I've just made up a whole an expression, and then you dash them on the rocks like.
Away from Andrew's juicy ganders.
I know, and then Andrew dashes my hopes and dreams upon the rocks like so much passion fruit yogurt. How much do we care about this even? How much do we care about getting stereo on this damn thing? I mean, I played it for a bit, and it's like I've not even played it recently now. I just kind of slung it in a drawer.
Yeah, but you're a bit of a game whore. You seem to sort of jump between platforms quite happily.
Talk quietly. I'm playing Bubble Bobble now. No, I died. Then turn it off. That's how I play it, though. Literally, I turn it on, play it, and then as soon as I die, I go, "Oh, that's a rubbish game. That is a rubbish game."
And then there's me, and I play the same freaking game for like 2 years.
Andrew, come and play World of Tanks with me. Andrew, let's play World of Tanks. Come and play World of Tanks. Come and play World of Tanks. I really like World of Tanks. You should try World of Tanks. Is it World of Tanks? Okay, so Floating Fat Man and Bazza are talking about this Star Trek Continues thing, which does look really amazing. Till I think didn't Paramount like spam them or stop them doing it? Floating Fat Man, I have flashed a recent firmware, but I don't know if it's the latest, and I don't know how I check. There doesn't even be a version number when you turn it on, so maybe. When they run out of ideas, Discovery will find a red Tesla Roadster modified by the Borg, and a dead and dead set on returning it onto the planet of its creation. I do like that. Do you think they'll incorporate that into a TNG episode?
Like the Voyager episode where they found that old pickup truck.
I totally don't remember that one.
They find Amelia Earhart and like a bunch of people that were all abducted from Earth, and there's just a random pickup truck floating through space.
There it is. That must be it, right?
Video. Yeah, that's the one.
This vehicle is illogical, Captain. I can't even remember the characters anymore in it. Because that was like Tuvok. Let's see if I can remember them. Tuvok, Chakotay is probably here. Klingon lady. What's her name?
No, I'm giving you a clue to one of the people.
Paris. Tom Paris.
Yeah.
Tom Paris. Oh my gosh.
Baloney.
What did you just say? Bummalummy. What the hell does that mean?
Baloney. Her name sounds a bit like baloney.
No. Banana. There you go. Yeah, Kevin Lee says banana. It's banana.
What's the surname?
I have no idea.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
The more you're saying it, the less. Kim. Harry Kim. There you go. That's Harry Kim. Yeah, Harry Kim. Oh, Torres. Something Torres, right? Balana Torres. The funny thing is, we always talk about these shows, right? Loads of times, and we'll talk about so many of the real crap enemies they fought and all the adventures they got up to, and then you can't remember the names of the basic people. Because I remember like Kleenex. Kleenex was cool. He was always cooking up crap like vermilion.
Next one.
He was always like cooking up vermilion. And he'd always like
Neelix.
I know it's Neelix. Kleenex sounds better because he'd always like try to cook up something gross, didn't he? And they'd say, "Try this," and they'd always get him to try it first, and they'll go, "Oh, that's a bit rank," and he'll go, "Oh yeah," because it is like.
What's Neelix's girlfriend?
Oh, Kess.
Yeah.
Naked Kess. Actually, no, I'm not going to type that into. No, I'll type it into Google because it's not in the image search. Because do you remember she got arrested? Because she was naked and threatened to kill police. And look at that face now, eh? Don't look the same, does she? Look at me naked. Look at me naked now, Kleenex. Now, what was the baddie? They had a really... What was the stupid baddie they had? They had a really crap baddie, and I hated them.
You mean the ones who were technologically inferior?
Yeah, the ones who were trying to fight that portal
like
thing.
Trash bag on their head.
The trash bags. Voyager baddies.
The Curzon? Or...
Oh, the Curzon. The I spelled that with a wrong letter. The Kazon. The Kazon. The Klinger Clanger Clangs. The Curzon Dax. The Kazon. There we go. They were so annoying, and it was like they were like for like 10 seasons the plotline around these bloody idiots. They should have just like left the stupid Kess people and just buggered off, shouldn't they? Like they should have.
I don't understand. Beginning of the episode.
Hang on, they end up leaving it, don't they? Okay, keep going. You can keep talking while I research.
The very first episode, why didn't they just put a timed torpedo on the station so they could go home and then blow it up?
No, but there's something weird about it. Ocampa, right? That was the whole point. So they wanted to like protect the Ocampa. That was the whole thing, and they end up getting stuck there because they were trying to protect the Ocampa, right?
Yeah, they blew up the station to protect the Ocampa so that the Kazon didn't get the technology. Then I'm sort of thinking, well, why not just put a torpedo on there that blows up after you've had.
Hang on, I'm confused now. I thought it was to protect the Ocampa from the Kazon. I thought it was nothing to do with the technology, and I thought that the Kazon could have just gone and dashed the Ocampa. Oh, what's this? This sounds horrible. The Istafor. A sticky yellow substance appeared on the female's hands for the 6-day mating bond. Oh, once it appears, you need to... I don't even remember that.
It's all touching hands is how you have kids.
Mental ability. Why am I reading this? I think I've had enough though. Of I've devoted over an hour now of my time, my very valuable, precious time to headphone research, and we're no further on that right now. So I think Star Trek repeat. Now, by the way, I watched that Avengers movie recently. That one, you know.
Yes, there's only one.
That one where everybody, you know, with a guy. With the purple chin guy. It was awesome. I loved like Ragnarok, and I loved Infinity War. You know why I loved it? I'll give you one guess. Guess why I loved it. And Bazza says best character 7 of 9. Yeah.
Yo, wow! In terms of like fitness rating.
No. So anyway, let's get back to the Infinity War while I bring up 7 of 9 research.
I'm not sure I can say. I'm not sure if I get into it.
Okay, I'll tell you why I like it from my sci-fi leanings. I love it because it's all got like the Guardian of the Galaxy stuff, and all of that's like jumping in, right? Now, the reason I love it though is because, you know, on Earth, you know, like how Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, all of them are like gods practically, right? They're like kick-ass, aren't they? Right? But in the broader universe, they're like meh. So you even got like Star-Lord or something can like maybe take down the Hulk because of his technology. Do you see what I mean? It's all those powers were like on Earth they're a number 11. They're like an 11. But in the whole broader Guardians of the Galaxy thing, they're kind of like a 5. There's like other people who are stronger than you now.
It has to be said in Infinity War, the bit that really got me, that really annoyed me in that film was that someone didn't think, oh, let's stop Star-Lord from like completely screwing the entire thing up. Like, what's his face? Doctor, the guy who can do magic. Why didn't he just like say to someone, yo, just hold Star-Lord back whilst we do this?
Yeah, the Doctor Strange thing. Yeah, but there was a lot of... Okay, by the way, spoiler alert, etc. Spoiler alert for Infinity War. Stop listening if you want to hear some sort of spoiler. Also, you know the gem things? The Infinity Gemulets. You know Vision?
Yeah.
They should have just, like, dashed him, like, right away, shouldn't they? Like, just right away. Bang! Done. Like he asked.
Well, I mean, that plot with Vision was a bit dumb anyway.
Oh no, RetroCheck Ralph says he still hasn't watched it yet, and we've ruined the whole movie for him. It was an awesome movie.
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Which is kind of the truth-ish, maybe.
Literally, if anyone ever is talking about filming this against spoil it for me, my default answer is everyone dies. It just so happens that in this particular instance,
that sort of happens. But then it doesn't really matter that everybody dies because there's a sequel, right? So they would have run out of a lot of characters if in the sequel it's just brand new.
Dude, have you seen the new Ant-Man and Wasp?
No, I want to, because they say that's all part of that universe.
They tie Infinity War into it in the best way.
Oh, don't spoil it for me. I'm going to mute you if you're going to spoil it. Everyone dies! No! Damn you, Jared! By the way, would you like to see something that I received today? A freebie. Well, I'm not going to show it to you now, because you're mean. You have to wait till tomorrow.
Oh dear.
Actually, there's quite a lot of good stuff today. The back office is filling up with shite again. I'm going to have to get away some. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's stuff that I get. There's stuff that I get free, right? People say, "Oh, have a look at this, and if it's good, maybe do a review." And if it's shit, I always go, "I'm still going to review it and say it's shit." That's my rules. That's my rules.
Sounds like a couple of other bloggers.
But something I will share with you. I bought like 4 of these webcams because I wanted to make a thing where, you know, these cars can do this 360-degree round vision when you're reversing your car and you see a picture of the top of your car, and that's
going to be awesome if you do that.
So I thought I was going to get this and just like a small, I'll do it on PC to start with, and then we could port it to Raspberry Pi.
The cameras would either have to be like super wide vision. You're going to have to put super wide lens.
Well, I mean, what I thought is we were going to do a proof of concept though first, right? So it just means take any 4 cameras.
Just take 4 cameras and stick them on.
And use, well, because whichever camera you use, you have to use softwares to bend the picture to transform the picture anyway, right? So it doesn't matter if the pictures are good or wide or whatever to start with, you're going to have to still have the same functions to manipulate them. So I thought if we take this, develop it for 4 cameras, and you could just put them on a radio controlled car or something. It doesn't have to be something like a real car. Stop interrupting me!
Oh, sorry.
Alright, go on then. You're allowed.
Please continue.
No, what I was just going to say is that once you develop that little stack, then you can get better cameras and Raspberry Pis and make a proper one. It means just like solving the hard bit, which is the software part, which most people can't do, but most people can get the better bits and take on the project.
I was actually going to ask you earlier why you wouldn't do it with Raspberry Pis, but then I thought, well, it's the cost and the inconvenience of super long cables.
Yeah, just because Raspberry Pis are kind of, no, I don't know, just because I think it's kind of why. You could probably develop the stack in Linux on a PC. Why mess around with a Pi until you've got the software kind of running?
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say was it's so ridiculous in all these cars with these reversing cameras and front-facing cameras and stuff. Why don't they record like a dash cam? Why is this just not a default thing?
I've got actually some dash cams here, and they've got reverse on them. But some of them don't reverse unless you're in reverse. Or record the reverse unless you're going backwards. Oh no, I got a broken one with a spring on it that's going to pop out. Okay. Uh-oh. Slipping off. Do you think I should plug this in?
Why? What desk vision?
Hello. This looks like a Dalek.
I think it just looks like a really weird moustache.
I just thought it came out with a character I had called Boris the Gay Dalek, and I was just trying to think, what would make him gay versus regular Dalek?
No, happy, gay, happy.
Well, I don't know. I just mean gay as in gay. I mean, it's all right. People are gay, but I'm just trying to. I like the concept of it being.
I mean, if you're trying to justify a Dalek.
Perhaps you're just a really happy Dalek.
Exactly.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you.
I've been sitting here for ages just listening.
Listening in. Well, you know, he kind of started out with a mission on this this stream, but just kind of gone off topic really. But it doesn't matter because people are still watching. How are you, sir? How's the old house move and everything? Is that all?
Don't talk to me about house moves.
Oh really?
Oh my god, it's ridiculous, buddy. Like, what's the most stupid thing you could do? Send the survey to the wrong house.
Oh dear.
So that's what they did, and our people getting the mortgage did. So we need to reapply the whole thing again.
Oh really? Did you have to pay any fees and stuff again?
No, it's not us that done it. But I was worried because I had a mountain due last week, and they said it went to 10. Instead of going to 10, the address, it went to 10 Mount Due, and I'm like,
okay.
Did I do that? They were like, we don't know who's done it. And I said, is 10 Mount Due a real place? They went, yeah. I'm like, okay. Woof. Not feeling.
I tell you what, I don't like Jared's in the chat here. He's a young youngster here, and he hasn't had that pain. But I think I must be on my 3rd house or something by now. But there is certain moments in buying a house that's really stressful and selling a house, and it's just horrible, isn't it? It's horrible.
It doesn't need to be. It's like, why make it awkward? It's just so stupid.
Well, do we dare go into a little rant about the purpose of estate agents, or do we look back away from that slippery slope of people who do who do pretty much nothing for quite a large percentage, and they do a lot less than your lawyers do, and your lawyers get a lot less than the estate agents do, and the estate agents, when you're selling a house, they're like, Daniel, you're selling your house. I'm going to get you this great price, and they're working for you, right? They're working with you. They're trying to sell your house for you. But then as soon as some offer comes in, even if it's a lot lower than yours, now they're working for the buyer because they want to sell the house. Because they don't care if that incremental difference, that extra 50 quid in their pocket, who cares? But it's like 10 grand to you.
It's so ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a really weird system.
To be honest, it's just as bad when it comes to putting properties out for rent, how little the estate agents will actually do.
Yeah, because I'm not going to like slag off all estate agents because I will, but I've got a cousin who's effectively an estate agent in the US. They do loads of work. They have to do everything, and they show people around and do these open days and cooking cookies. Do you know what I mean? They're really like trying to sell it and say, look at the features of this house. This toilet's really nice. Look how shiny it is. Well, every time I've gone to look at a house, it's just been like they unlock the door and go, there you go, have a walk around. Yeah, it is.
Look.
I don't know if that was your experience recently, Daniel, or were they a bit more, interactive?
Oh, it was just. Well, to be fair, I mean, when we sold our place, the first people that came round instantly wanted it. So I was like, maybe we should have priced up a bit more, And it was. I'll tell you what was quite funny. As we were talking about gays earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a gay couple. These 2 gay guys that are living with their parents, so they're like ready to move in. And I remember I told who was it? I think I told my nan. And I said, oh yeah. I don't know what I said about the gay thing, but it just came up, and I was just like, yeah. Like they're I got this couple moving in, this gay couple. Oh Dan, don't worry about them being gay. Their money's just as good as everybody else's. I'm like, no. I mean, there was no real reason I said it. I just said it, It's just the retro generation, isn't it?
That is hilarious. Were they hilarious?
Money's just as good as everyone else. Like, what are you talking about?
I think though it's like it would be interesting. How cool would it be to have some really cool camp gay neighbours throwing amazing parties, inviting you round,
wow,
doing all sort of gay party stuff. I mean, I'm just assuming. It's like they're great at throwing parties.
I've got to be quiet because our back window's open. But
is that a euphemism?
No. I am a hot-blooded male. I know what I like, all that sort of thing. And I remember when my wife rang me when I was away from the house or whatever, and she was at this house now, and she said to me, by the way, our neighbours are lesbians. I was like, yes. And then I come back, and both of them are the butch one.
And it's one of those things, really. It's like live and let live, isn't it? That's the attitude, and it's so hilarious because You don't. I choose not to think about acquaintances and friends and their partners or wives or whatever they're doing, procreating or at least getting up to mischief. So it's like, why would I care about anyone else doing it either, just because they're the same sex? So I just think it looks fabulous because I like, as you say, a hot-blooded male like anybody else. But I do like watching the movie The Birdcage with Robin Williams. Have you seen that?
I've not. I have not.
You'll love it. It's good. Agador Spartacus is a fantastic character. Anywho,
back on the topic of estate agents, on the few experiences I've had, the one thing that I've noted is that, and I mean it makes sense, they will try and point and make you not notice problems with properties. Like, I was at a house and it had single glazing windows. And so we were walking around and they're like, oh, these lovely huge windows, the property lets lots of light in with all these large windows. And we're like, but those look like single glazing. And they're like, yeah, but that's not a problem. I'm like, yes it is, the windows are huge. There's loads of them and they're all single glazing.
Oh, but that's because you're an impoverished student. You can't pay the extra £15 a year that's going to cost you.
What are you typing in, Daniel Slope?
I'm just looking because you always have like good pictures, don't you?
Well, it's because there's well, I do, because when you type it in, there's just loads of lovely, beautiful pictures of the Alps from estate agents trying to sell their.
Is that what that is? That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I should be putting DJ Slopes. Sorry.
I'll tell you what was quite funny at work, and this is a big-headed moment. They were talking around in the office about, when I put my name in, like this gay guy comes, gay porno guy starts up. But when I put my name in, there's like I'm some athlete of somewhere else. What about you, Dan? What happens when you put your name in? Like, well, I'm a little bit famous, you see.
Okay, so if we put you in,
Yes.
yeah, there's quite a lot of pictures here. Oh my gosh, is that you at work?
Where's that?
Oh, it's gonna pop up in a moment. Yeah.
Oh, that's my that is my a picture I took for. That's an old company that I still do a little bit for.
Go on, do your name and let's see what.
My name doesn't come up with anything. It's really weird because if I could even type it, my name used to be like one of the first on here. Back in the days when I was like an academic, because of all the sort of academic publications. But yeah, even in images, because you always had your picture in the journal or whatever. But look, I'm not anywhere on this. I don't exist. So
you look like a Jeremy Kyle lookalike by the first couple of pictures.
This guy is a musician, some sort of famous musician. But
I suppose I'm lucky to some extent in having quite a unique name.
Here's something what you should do while you.
Boom, mother Hubbards.
You always put your name and the first name and the hedgehog. There's a deviant art for all of it. Every single name.
No way.
Andrew the Hedgehog.
Oh, Andrew the Hedgehog. Okay, Andrew. Ah, cool. Well, like these sort of
every name.
Sonic type things. Yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes you get little bios and stuff. Like.
I've been into making screen prints. I learned how to do screen printing so I could print T-shirts and stuff and learn all that kind of art. I think it'd be now I've got a source where I can just like pinch some artworks now for my kids when they want. Daddy, can you make me a T-shirt? I did an amazing Pokemon one for them for the birthday. So Daniel, this is my thing though. When I make a screen print, right, it's totally limited run. Like literally, I'll make 5 and then destroy everything that I use to make it.
I make one, don't I? I make one for a Patreon, and then that's it. That design's gone.
What?
It's
just
ridiculous.
That one person?
On it. Yeah, literally.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of the perks.
Only one.
There can be only one, but the annoying thing is because I do a silkscreen process, right? It's kind of you have to really prepare the artwork in a really particular way, because you can't just print colours and everything you want. You've got to work out. It's like a photographic negative, so you've got to work out how it's going to be. So every now and then, though, I do sort of God, what was it? There was some. Here's a birthday one we did. Oh well, here you go. Click the PNG. So just to show you, you can hardly see it here, but you see how it's everywhere that's light comes out white, basically on a silk screen. So if you want to get like a photo, you need to let's show you here. We've got one for the rock, I think. There we go. So this is my boot camp. They do a thing called Peak Fitness Boot Camp, and we're always talking about the rock. So for one training session, I turned up in a rock T-shirt, but what I'd done somehow, wherever it's gone, is I'd modified it to have. So I'd taken the original source image, then I turn it into a negative, basically raster type image, because you need to do this sort of dithering. And then finally, I managed to get their logo onto it like that. So it's a lot of fannying around. You can't just draw it because you have to remember that paint is going to go through these dots. But anyway, it's all fun and games, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
But I've seen yours because I've seen when we were at your slopes. The drink. The complete history. Yeah, you have a few of your patrons there. How's that going, by the way? Have you got many cans of it left?
No, I've got about 8 cans left upstairs.
Oh, and is it something that people can just go and buy? The complete...
Yeah, absolutely. I need to buy some more myself, actually, but I just had to upgrade my PC. In fact, you're the first person I've spoken to on my new upgraded PC.
Really? And it sounds really powerful.
Yeah.
Is it now? Jared is an expert on computers. So, do you know what your spec is, Daniel? I'm sure he'd be really interested to hear that.
I do not.
Is it an i5 with a gig of RAM?
I've got an i7, but it's a really low end i7. It's like good amount of age old, my i7. But I've just put a 1080 graphics card in there. Not TI, just a normal 1080. I've only got 8 gig of RAM, but I need to get some more there in time, and then I can join you guys on what's it, Bridge Crew.
Oh, that would be amazing! Because this machine, my PC is a right fucking mess. Pardon my French. I bought most of the bits of this guy, and none of the stuff worked properly, right? And I ended up replacing every single bit in this machine. And I know you probably can't see it, but behind me, there's another one over there. I had so many bits, I ended up building 2 identical computers out of this. And the whole problem was it was that the water-cooled heatsink wasn't good enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was
You got them off with me.
So don't buy anything off Jared. I think one of the graphics cards melted as well. It sort of blew its own arse out.
Melted?
It just everything was dying. But there was a lot of adventures there. I tell you what, I don't know if you're like me now, Daniel. I just want it to work. I want to go on and do my work.
Why don't you use
and
that
go.
alien laptop, Andrew?
Yeah, I like 3 monitors.
That's it.
Yeah,
I just want it to work too, you know.
Yeah. And Daniel, you're in your new pad soon. Then have you got plans for having a bigger area? You know, to get your monitors out.
Oh yes. I'm gonna have an editing space, which is gonna be half the room is gonna be my editing, obviously covered in shelves of gaming bits and bobs. But that's just for me, that bit, and then the other half of the room is basically my wife's wardrobe. Sort of a half agreed thing there, you know. But then in the garage, we got this double garage, which we're not even going to use to put cars in because we've got double driveway out the front as well. I'm actually going to corner off a little area and make my little studio. Where, so sort of like the retro man cave sort of thing, but I'm going to have my own little studio. And I've already started to get quotes for my neon light.
Oh, really? How much is it? Pretty dear, I'm guessing.
It's not too bad. Originally, I was getting prices of back of like £1,000 and stuff, which I was like, oh, I do need it though. You know, I was still convincing myself of. But I managed to get them back at about £300-400.
Oh, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
Why don't
it's
you
the.
make ELY?
Sorry, say that again, Dudley.
And this
You're saying a custom neon light, is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Why not make it out of EL wire?
I want it to look the shit, you know, like a proper neon light.
Well, I mean, I don't know, EL wire can look pretty decent, I suppose.
What's it called? EL wire?
EL wire.
EL wire.
Yeah, it's basically wire that glows, and you can get all different types of it.
It does look pretty awesome, actually. ELY, yeah, electroluminescent.
It will look like.
And the ELY.
It will look like skinny wire, though, won't it? That's the thing.
Can you get
you can get a bundle.
Yeah, I think it's a risky move. Like, well, I mean, I want fat glass tubes, you know.
Well, have you ever done custom water cooling for a desktop PC?
I've not.
Don't you put the EL wire in PVC PVC tube, and that
That's what I mean,
fattens it up? Yeah. You need to you need to provide an example, Jared. I think. Or are you going to expect me to do it, cheeky bagger?
I'm not the one running the stream, buddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. So it's funny you say that, Daniel, because I've got a room that's been knocking around, annoying me, because it was going to be my man cave effectively, and it's been pretty much empty for like a year, and I haven't bought any shelves and all of that lot. So I thought, sod it, I don't have any room here in the back office, so I filled it with all of the camera gear and green screen and light boxes and all of that stuff. So it's kind of as a permanent setup now.
Right.
So I've got all my stuff I can do here in the back, and if you can see on the screen,
Going back. Yeah.
there's a lot of if I want to do a piece to camera, which I kind of want to start doing introductions and things, I can get. I'm trying to get. I'm going to get some backgrounds designed for it. And I'm just going to green screen it.
Very good. You see, what's his name? Rerez actually has a 75-inch TV behind him.
Oh, that's a nice way of doing it, isn't it? He just shows it on the actual screen.
It's just in front of a telly, basically.
But this all. What's neat about this setup, though, as well, you can configure OBS to do it pretty easily as well.
Yeah,
so you can use the same setup for all these things. So, Jared, I found something with ELY that I think is more interesting to make, and I have actually got something because it's Play Expo in London, of course, as we all know, on the weekend. I think you're going, aren't you, Daniel?
I'm one of the speakers there.
Oh, you're one of the speakers. Don't know if I'll bother watching the speakers this time. Already seen it. Overrated.
I think it's just a Q&A panel.
It's a Q&A panel. So I've got this thing, which is 20 meters long, of 200 LEDs, and it's with a waterproof box right there, and I can turn it on with remote control or with a button on it, and it's got loads of effects. Don't know if you can see that over there. Yeah. It's a bit of a kind of Iron Man thing going on. So I'm thinking this could be interesting if I wrap it around my head, because there's a few people who want to come and see me there or come bump into me, but you can get lost in the crowd, can't you, in an expo?
Oh, majorly, mate, majorly.
So I think I need to create an item of clothing which is illuminated.
Honestly, I'm not sold on this EL wire. I think it looks too skinny.
I think if you're going to do it, I think just pay the budget and get your neons, and you got it for life. The only thing to look out for, though, Daniel, is neons can have they got like a high high voltage generator, and they could generate RF interference. So watch out for your whole sound setup and make sure you're all properly grounded on that. Otherwise, you'll pick up that buzz.
Interesting. I will definitely mention this.
I wonder if there's a way of testing it.
So on Discord is a picture of my desktop at the moment. I've got a laptop and my alien.
Which room did you post that into? And I'll click on
Stream gaming chat.
Your stream gaming chat. So where is it? I don't see any EL wires.
No, not EL wire. That's my desktop. I didn't say it.
Oh, I thought you were an impoverished student. When are you getting all these bendy monitors and stuff?
I'm not an impoverished student.
And what's the little tablet doing?
Tablet? Oh, that's a Raspberry Pi running Windows 10 IoT.
Right.
But that laptop is standing on its side, and that's running the whole desktop. And by the sounds of things, it's very similar spec to your desktop.
I'm gonna shoot, guys. I was only going to pop in for a sec anyway. I'm just upgrading a few drivers on this new. Oh, someone else has gone. Yeah, I'm just been upgrading some drivers on this new graphics card, so I need to test it out quickly and do some editing.
Do that, sir, and we'll look forward to having you in a stream.
Yes.
See you later. Bye bye, you.
I think there must be like audio lag or something because I keep interrupting you when I don't think of talking, and then you'll be talking.
Yeah, you are a bit jittery, sir. So there is probably audio lag. And Becky says better than a TNA panel. I think I would like a TNA panel, wouldn't I? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Very much so. Very much so. Although it depends who is going to be the guests on that TNA panel. It's always a worry about that. Right.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I think we're kind of done on our design right now. We didn't really get much designing done, and I don't even know who's still in there. You've got Floating Fat Man. Baz has shot off now. Mike might be here. Baz, where's our other friends gone? Kevin might be here. Might be gone. Andrew Beer might be here. Might be gone. I just don't know. We just don't know. But for those of you who remain, I need to go off and have some tea and do a little bit of investigating of some TNA panels as recommended by Becky. Becky, feel free to send me any good links to some TNA panels. And oh, Andrew's still here. Hi Andrew. Now there's a very special thing, by the way, for anyone who has remained this far in the stream. Actually, before I conclude the stream, and I want to embiggen my picture. Embiggening. Where's the embiggening? Embiggening. It's like embiggening. There we go. The embiggening feature. Right. I want to show you something that's very, very, very exclusive to you guys, because it's a new gadget that I bought, and I do apologise. It's looking a little bit invisible, but can you see that there? Turning it around. Just as a size comparison, there's my phone next to it, and what this is the Zanco Beetle telephone. So that is actually oops, oh crap, it is actually a proper little touchscreen telephone. I'm just trying to get back to the menus. You can see the menus there. It has a micro SD card in it. It supports Bluetooth. And it has with the micro SD card, I put in all the audio, and it actually connects to Bluetooth through an audio profile. It only weighs 35 of your imperial grams, which don't actually exist, do they? And it even has, if you see on the back, it has a little itty bitty camera and a little bitty LED. Kevin's calling it a prison phone. I don't know why he would suggest it's a prison phone.
Oh no, there's better form factor phones for prison phones.
And Jared would know. And the other thing it has on it, which is crazy, it has this thing called Magic Voice. It has loads of other features, but it has this thing called Magic Voice, and you can see here there's a list. If you set this up, it's like a permanent graphics equalizer or some sort of effects thing. Man, woman, child, old man, and then I can't read the rest. Let's go. Rude man, old woman, black man, bad girl, Caucasian, rude woman, Asian man, and then there was a last one that I couldn't see, bad child. Now if you set it to this, it stays permanently on that, so even when you're talking on like Bluetooth or the phone and you phone someone up, it just comes out at a different voice, like properly different, and you wouldn't think it would be effective, but it is. It just masquerades your voice sufficiently enough that it just makes you sound like you could sound like Crazy Frog. But I'm not sure about the names. You know, they've titled these effects, but I don't hear it. If it says old man, I don't think I sound very old. Everybody sounds a bit like DJ Slopes. You sound like you're from that maybe Essex estuary. It pitches you up in that certain way. But yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, does anybody in the stream think that's cool? I mean, if you're a runner, I got it for running because I want to I don't like running with my big phone, and I'm feared that I'm going to fall over. And you've just posted the link. Where have you posted the link? They posted it in
YouTube.
The YouTube. Oh, yeah, but this is almost 2B. I mean, this doesn't have a camera or nothing, does it?
No, but
I mean, if you want,
it does the voice changing. It's got Bluetooth, all of that. it's missing the camera. I think
Missing
that's
the
key
camera.
thing.
But the grand sum as well for that was £20. So I think I've posted a link in Discord. I've definitely posted a link on Twitter that you can buy that. Click that link on the Amazon link, and you get that for £20 delivered very, very next day. So,
Pretty good.
oh, by the way, I was actually full screen, so nobody could see your link on my screen, which was a bit lame. But that was it. That's what Jared was talking about. The one you can put up your bottom, both front and rear. So, thank you everybody for joining this stream. I think, I don't know if it was productive or not, or if you learnt something or not. I'm hoping you did. I kind of learnt that my enthusiasm for putting audio on an Odroid is starting to diminish now a little bit. The longer I have the Odroid, and realise it's not really a massive problem once you add the headphone port manually the way I did. But let's see. Maybe what I'll do before next time is do a bit more research beforehand, so that we're just doing some design rather than looking at data sheets. Floating Fat Man, it's really awesome to see you though. Thank you so much for joining. Kevin, Andrew, all you guys. Floating Fat Man says he's learned that I'm very easy to distract. I don't know about that. I think what you've learnt is some people think I have a very pleasant voice and they like to hear it. They'd like to close their eyes and hear me audibly caressing their ears. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Kill them. Kill them all. They don't understand you like I do.
Are you talking to your circuits again?
Yeah. Kill them all. Kill them all. Right. Okay. Good night, everybody. Lovely seeing you again. And I think tomorrow's Wednesday, so there'll be another video out, and I don't know what it's on. I did it ages ago. As ever, thank you for watching. Mwah!